excited to be here. Thank you all for hanging out with me this Friday morning. I'm very excited to talk on one of my favorite topics and concepts, abundance. But first, I actually wanted to share a quick version of the story of how and why I founded Velour. I feel like it really kind of sets the tone and also introduces a little bit about where I'm coming from. So let's do that quickly. Velour Agency, we're a full service creative marketing firm. And yeah, it's a full service a boutique firm. This is our leadership agency. We just had a photo shoot, so I just wanted to include that. But I studied graphic design. Do we have any other graphic design? Yes, I love it. Okay, awesome. So I was noticing, I'm like, a lot of what I'm talking about is from a graphic design perspective, but also I am keeping it very fast. So I studied in graphic design and I worked in a variety of industries, corporations, agency, and then also as a freelancer in both corporations and agencies. So I got a lot of experience and I really did move around a lot early in my career. And I heard similar stories and experiences from both creatives working at agencies or at corporations. Like, I don't feel inspired by my work. I don't feel aligned maybe with the types of clients that I'm working with. Or just like the agency culture seemed a little bit competitive, where it's like, oh, my concept didn't get picked for this or whatever. And then also from the corporate side, when we were choosing agency partners, I heard a lot from the corporate side that agencies didn't feel like they really like gave a shit. And that broke my heart because as a creative, we pour into what we do and we want to truly like champion for brands. So that's where I had the idea at like 24, 25. I was like, I'm just going to do something, I'm going to build it myself. And at that time, I did not think like, oh, I'm going to build an agency. I said, okay, I'm just going to freelance and really try to build something that I believe in. So that's where I started that. I had no business experience or degree at all. But I always have prioritized personal development, like pouring into my mental and emotional health. So I did have a healthy dose of confidence. And I did really, really believe that our minds are very powerful and that truly anything that we desire is possible. Like, I believe that as a 20-something-year-old. So no experience. I said, YOLO, let's do the damn thing. And I did not, like I said, like I didn't have this vision of starting a firm. I just said, like, let's try it out. And now we have a team of 16 people across the US, like so cool. But I feel like, the last 8 years just kind of flew by because I kept trudging forward, doing what I believed in. So that really tees us up nicely for abundance. It truly does start with a belief that I could do things differently to create the life I desired. Creating an abundant life starts with an abundant mindset, but that all stems from belief. So today I'm going to talk through kind of both of those interchangeably throughout the presentation, but I feel like, it starts with belief, but then that translates to a mindset that's a practice daily that fuels really how we show up and what we attract in our life. So what is abundance? And I know this is such a vast topic, and I could have taken an angle of like talking through how this plays into the world at large or so many different like concepts, right? But I really wanted to talk about how it affects us as people. So I'm really going to be talking to you, which is exciting for me, at least, because I'm very into personal development and stuff. So when we think of abundance, what do we think of that we desire? A lot of people might say financial abundance or happiness, love, joy. Really, it's just having plenty of whatever you desire, and that can mean something different to everybody. But when we boil all of that down, it does start with a mindset and an energy. The law of attraction is something that I don't know, like, who's familiar with that, but it's so powerful because truly, if we energetically align with whatever it is we desire, it just naturally will come into our life. And that really does play into whatever we want to build abundance with. And just not having a scarcity mindset, truly believing that there is plenty to go around. That is something so key. I feel like especially as creatives, and we'll get into that in a minute, but like this is a very competitive, it feels like a very competitive industry. And we often can be faced with the thoughts or fears or feelings that like there's too many designers, or there's too many illustrators in my field, or there's too many photographers in my field. But what's really powerful is that nobody can do it like you. So just really having that mindset that everybody can have success. Like there is a space for everybody to be successful and have abundance in whatever space they desire to like be in their little corner of the world. So it is a belief. And I also did want to credit that it is difficult when we live in a very like fear-based world. There is a lot of competition. We're afraid to fail. We're afraid that maybe we're not enough. We're afraid that maybe our ideas aren't good enough. There is a lot of fear in our world. And I do feel like that has been emphasized by our digital age. Right now, we can hop on our phone and see on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, people that are doing the exact same thing that we're doing. And we think, oh my gosh, well, they're posting reels like that. Maybe I should be doing that. Or, oh, they're posting content that talks about X, Y, and Z. I didn't think of that. I should be doing that, right? So it's constantly reminding us that what other people are doing, which can be good if we treat it as inspiration, but also dangerous. So it's just something to really be mindful of. And we're consumed with ads in our industry, which is also like from the other side, it's like we see what we potentially maybe want to build or what maybe bigger organizations are doing. And that might feed into our thinking of like, oh, well, there's already so many businesses that are like multi-billion, they're already doing it. I don't have a space. Like I won't be successful because there's already so many successful companies like that, but it's not really true. The competition is not really real. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I just think that, it's important to call attention to like that type of like fear-based thinking that we're constantly consumed with, just to acknowledge it. But what's necessary is really to realize your power. We are all so unique. And as a creative professional, this is where I'm basically gonna like gas you up, because I feel like creatives are just like so badass. I think that we have like a very unique ability to understand the world, to understand people, to connect people, to create experiences. And that's so powerful. So this is kind of where like that mindset belief comes from. I just want to like share some reminders. Truly, I was thinking about this on the way here. I'm like gonna give them just like some confidence to just like, let's do the damn thing today. And heading into 2023, like this is just such a cool topic to talk through because we truly are so powerful. Like thinking about your goals for next year, go for it. Like aim big because you can do it. What differentiates us as creatives is our thinking. This is one of my favorite perspective shifts because I think it is very common to find people in our space that maybe can just, it's very common to like learn a program. You can learn a software, you can learn a trade. There's so many courses available. There's so many materials available. But what is so great to remind yourself of is that nobody can solve a creative problem like you can. No one. So somebody might have a similar output. Let's say like in photography, somebody might have a similar style to your photographic style, but nobody is going to see through the lens like you do. You are so unique. How you approach a creative problem and solve it uniquely is only you. That is so freaking powerful. So that's where we think about competition. There might be people that do things similar, but when you think about what you uniquely offer, there is no competition, because what you offer, how you approach problems, how you solve them is rare. That it's one in a million. There you go. So that's so cool to remind yourself of. Creative professionals are a powerhouse. So we create connections and experience. I already mentioned that. And a lot of us are a mix of right and left brain, which is dangerous in a good way, because we have that like emotive side. We can really relate. We have empathy. We really can understand and have that creativity, but then we also can understand it from like an analytic perspective of like how this fits into a larger picture and solve problems. So with that, it's just like whatever you truly want. If you want to have a business, if you want to really own a unique niche in your space, it's possible. I have here, if we harness our power, the world is our oyster. Another great phrase. I mean, I know it's whatever, but it truly is. Creatives can be more empathetic. So this is something that is really important to remind yourself of, because our work is a personal expression of ourselves, which is incredible. So truly being empathetic, passionate, and sensitive is what drives our work. It's because we can understand on an emotional depth a little bit differently. And I think that's really, truly what drives our work and what makes us so successful. That empathy and then also just like understanding is part of like human design and connecting with people, which is really, really important. We translate ideas into visual stories. And so when we think about our success, it's very different than like, let's say somebody that works in accounting or whatever, they're like crunching numbers and they can like submit a report or whatever and clock out and call it a day. For us, our work might be living on a billboard, or it might be living on social media, a digital ad. How cool is that? Like that's a part of you. That's how you solved a creative problem. That's how you expressed yourself. So I think that is something that's very, very unique and special to our industry, that our success is connected to us. It's part of us. And yeah, if my business succeeds, it's part of my identity. So just wanted to share that. And then also creatives can be incredible leaders. We relate to people, which makes us great managers. And then we also understand the end user and how to help the world. So just another like reminder of our power as people, because of our emotional depth, our ability to really understand, relate, translate ideas. It's just really, really powerful. So when you think about that, whatever you desire, you can make happen. Like you have the skills, you have the tools. It's not about being everything to everyone. It's understanding your audience and your exact creative gifts to then transform the world in your unique space. Love this as a reminder, because very often we can get consumed with the competition or just fear of, am I in the right space? Should I be doing more of this? But just to understand that your desires are unique to you. And if you want to be in this space, own it, because that's your like, that's your calling. And this is really like part of the belief, the mindset that attracts abundance. So we're getting there. In order to attract abundance in your life, you must believe it's possible. So believing in yourself is vital, obviously. But truly it's a practice of tapping into your unique power daily. So I know this might seem like weird, but if you kind of like write yourself love notes, like little sticky notes of what you know you're uniquely good at, that is such a good, powerful start to that like daily practice. Set like reminders on your phone or whatever, because it is very, very easy to get caught up with like, okay, well, I have all of these clients, I'm burnt out, whatever. And I know that in my space, like I'm working in these industries and that's it. No, take a step back. What do you want? And then really realize like your unique ability to work in that specific industry is unique to you, and you truly can attract whatever it is that you desire. No one can do it like you, like we talked about. So it's a daily mindset practice. And I included some tips on practicing this. So this is kind of like my process. I first, align with your desires. And so thinking through exactly what it is that you'd want to attract. We can like use, I guess, financial abundance in this scenario. So let's say I really want to attract financial abundance. The first step after that is to get clear on your limiting beliefs. So what do you feel is holding you back from attracting abundance? It could be that maybe you don't feel like you're worthy of infinite cash flow, or maybe you just have like resentment towards people that have financial abundance. Figure that out. And then the next step is to establish truth. So in this example, let's say one of my limiting beliefs was that I didn't feel like I deserved or I wasn't good enough, right? The truth is that money is a neutral resource. It's neutral. It's truly just an energy. And at the end of the day, too, money helps us. It's a good energy. If you have more money, you're able to hire more people, to build your business, to help more people, more brands. It is a neutral resource that's here for your good. That's the truth. The truth isn't that money's bad or it's like evil or whatever. It's here to help you. And then after that, it's daily efforts and reminders. So that's where like the love notes or whatever process you want to do, but a daily reminder, you know, morning, at night, if it's like a gratitude journal, whatever, to remind yourself that what you desire is X, Y, and Z. And this is the truth about it. And I'm capable of attracting that. Like I deserve that. And that is something that I very much am like worthy of. And there's plenty of success to go around. And then I think this is our last slide, just some like reminder prompts. So the world needs what I have to offer. I love this because what you uniquely offer, no one else can do. Remind yourself that the world needs what you offer. Truly show up with excitement, knowing that like you can help other people, other brands. When I align in my truth, I'm bound for success. Aligning in truly what you want to desire. What do you want to create? What do you want to build? Who do you want to help? Why? What is that desire? When you're aligned in that, abundance is just good. It's something that naturally will flow. Success will naturally flow. The universe is already on my side. I just have to believe it. Like money's a neutral resource. Like the universe, everything in this world is like conspiring in your favor. Like everybody wants you to succeed. It's just your mindset that needs to like believe it, get on that side and be like, all right, you're right. You know, I've always wanted to build X, Y, and Z. My limiting belief is this, but like, that's not true. That's bullshit. Let's do this. And like, take those actions to build a really healthy mindset around it. Because when you start practicing that, you're just going to show up different. You truly will. You're going to show up in a space already claiming it because you believe it. It's now part of your identity. That's where you attract abundance. Oh my gosh, that is it. Hi. I mean, right? I kind of like gassed you up for a while, right?